Hi, everybody. To make things smooth, I'm going to mute you all until, you're ready to speak. Then you'll be unmuted so that it doesn't disturb the flow of the video. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, please, everybody, if you can go on mute, we really appreciate that. Okay. Thank you. All right, everybody's ready? We're ready to kick off now. Thank you everyone for being here today. Thank you, appreciate you. Good afternoon, all of you. Welcome to Kings in a Business Conversation. This is a powerful platform where men come together to lead, to build, and to rise with a purpose. My name is Dr. Margaret Thorli. I am absolutely privileged and honored to have you all here today. Today topic is going to be the men are going to share, our speakers. They are going to share some valuable tips about business. And those tips hopefully to inspire you, to motivate you, to give you a very good start for 2026. Again, we have an amazing speaker in the house as well, the Queen, Dr. Rogers. She's going to speak on a woman's point of view. But let's welcome our kings in business right now today. You are welcome today. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you. Right, our first speaker now, I'm going to turn over. Where's Daniel?
I'm
Daniel?
here.
Oh my God. I'm going to see, where's my king gone?
Yeah, I've always here, Margaret. There's never a moment. I don't think I've ever missed one of these, have I?
No, you never haven't.
Especially when I'm co-host anyway. So
My king, have you been today, Daniel? Daniel, our co-host, have you been today? How's your week been?
yeah, my week's been good. Hi everyone, how are you doing? Hope everyone is well and they've had a great week as well. Looks like a lot of heart, so people have working hard and maybe a bit of play as well. Because it's close to Christmas, so I think the majority of people are maybe winding down a little bit. But if you've got your own business, then maybe not. Maybe you're like, well, this is the time when you get busy. This is the time when you actually have the time to step away and do really important things. So yeah, so we've got some amazing speakers here, and I think and what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each one of you to give a brief introduction to yourself, who you are, maybe a little bit about the business you're in, and but just a brief one, and then we're going to go straight into the speaking, and you're going to share your pearls of wisdom, hopefully, and people around here will see, okay, how can I perhaps grow the company? How can I manage the accounts? And so we're going to go into more of that in detail. So, Margaret, uh, who's our first? Our first speaker is Billy Perrin, but we're going to go round. Uh, Rudy, Rudy Ebanks, would you kindly introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about what you do and about yourself? Oh, we can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Yep, I found it out very quickly. Hi, everyone. So I'm Rudy Ebanks. I'm a midlife AI strategist and consultant. I help midlife entrepreneurs, professionals, SMEs get visibility online, build their business. My background is learning and development, and I help individuals become visible online to expand their business and their experience.
Brilliant. Thank you for that. And that's something that all of us need to be visible. And part of us, we're doing that here. We're here today. But yeah, that's very important. And our next speaker is going to be Billy Perrin. Can you share a little bit more about your journey, Billy? Where are you? Is Billy here?
He was
Oh, yeah.
here.
Hello.
Hey, Billy.
Hiya.
Just
share a little bit about yourself and your business, etc.
Okay, yeah. Oh, hello everyone. I'm Billy Perrin, and yeah, I was a landscape gardener, but now I've moved into home and garden improvements by the grace of God. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's been a hard journey, but a good journey, you know. Did you want me to speak about it in full now, or is it you just want
No,
me
no,
to give it?
just a brief introduction would be great. Thanks so much for that,
Okay,
Billy.
no worries.
And our next speaker is going to be Shakil Raja. Shakil, are you there? Can you share with the audience a little bit about yourself and your business?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi everyone. My name's Shakil. I am an accountant, and as Daniel said, I'm actually going to be doing a third of my turnover in the next month. So it's a very busy time for us. I run a firm of accountants. I joined it after graduating, so it's my first job, and I've been with it 40 years plus. And the firm itself is 105 years old, and we've got clients who are still with us from 104 years ago. So it shows that once you find a good accountant, hopefully you stick with them. That's pretty much us. I'm as I say an accountant. We do business help all businesses.
Yeah, thanks very much, Shakil. And I think accountancy is one of those professions where you're right. People do stick with them once they find a good one, don't they? So thank you. And we're going to hear from Shakil a little bit later. The next speaker is going to be, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, Isa Jabuni. Isa, can you just introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Isa Alasan Jabune, as you said. I hail in Ghana, and I'm the founder of JI Community Development Initiative, a non-profit organization who is focusing on girl child education, women empowerment, and tech in all for communities. And I live in Ghana. I'm a health nutritionist.
Okay, Isa, thank you so much for sharing that, and absolute pleasure to have you on board. Our next speaker that's going to speak is Dr. Patricia Rogers.
Dr. Patricia Rogers in the house. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Yes. Okay. So what it is that I do is, excuse me, we provide a speaking platform as well as a networking platform for entrepreneurs like you to speak, to promote your product and services, increase your leads so that you can get new clients. You speak while we fill the seats. And again, I'm Dr. Patricia Rogers.
Thank you very much for that, Dr. Patricia. And now I'm going to ask our host to introduce herself as well. So Dr. Doctor, it's a doctor now, isn't it now? I think last time we had this, you didn't have that label, did you?
Thank you very much, my king. You recognize.
I didn't recognize it before, but now it's public.
Thank you so much. Thank you. My name is Margaret Thorli. I'm the CEO of Hope and Restoration, which is a non-profitable organization and also developer of the Father Talk Show. I did that. We did the Father Talk Show because we felt men needed their voice to be heard. So we created this platform for them. And it's been a privilege and an honor to run this platform. And I want to say thank you so much for being here to support us. And I look forward to the speakers and sharing. Thank you. Really appreciate you. God bless.
Thank you very much, Margaret. Okay, so we're going to jump straight in there. And we're going to have our first speaker of the day. And it's Rudy Ebanks. And he's going to speak about reclaiming your voice as a man of faith in leadership. So Rudy, absolute pleasure to have you here again. Please share with us.
Yeah, are you okay for me to share my screen?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can just confirm that you can see it, that'd be great.
We can.
Yes, we can.
Excellent, wonderful. And I've got a short space of time, so I'm going to move along real quickly. Before I crack on, once again, my name is Rudy Ebanks. This is about reclaiming your voice as a man of faith in leadership. So the first thing I want to do really to start the ball rolling is ask you all a question. Essentially, have you ever felt invisible? Now, I don't mean physically, but professionally. For example, you're in the room, you're doing the work, you're providing value, but somehow no one's taken on board your input. And in some cases, they're not even asking for your input. Well, that was me at 58 years old, after 20 plus years in learning and development, training leaders, building systems, building individuals. I pitched an idea that could have transformed our business, our organization. We just started as a new business. It was newly formed. There's about 150 people in the business, in the organization. There was no culture, no investment in staff, and it was extremely low morale within the business as well. They were looking for ideas, but they weren't taking on board anybody's ideas really. And the idea was that I presented was shut down. I was told that the business wasn't ready for what I'd put forward. Now, 9 months later on, we began the process of merging with another organization. And all the ideas that I had mentioned before were all well received with this new organization. They needed all the things that I had mentioned and they started to implement it straight away. It was fantastic. It felt good. 2 months later on, I was made redundant. Now, at 60, this is the
Sorry to interrupt, Rudy. We can see your notes, so the slide is not showing fully. Apologies for the
You can't see
interruption.
the slides.
Yeah, I can't see the slide. What I can see is your notes beside the slide. So apologies for the
That's
interruption.
fine. Thank you very much. Let me just
Yeah.
shut that down.
Yeah.
Just find out why.
Just take your time. Okay, take your time.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm just
worry.
figuring out why this is not showing. So let me just look at that. Can you see that screen?
That's better.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, we can.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There is, oh, well, in fact, let me just throw that in as well. The reason I'm using my notes is because I've got 8 minutes and it's trying to get as much in as possible. So if you're new to presenting, is everybody okay with that so far? Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Yes, we can hear you. We
Yeah.
all use notes.
Brilliant. I'm just going to share with those, for those of you who don't present very often or frequently, this is one of the things, if you've got a short space of time, whether you're pitching, presenting, you want to have your notes so you can stick to time.
Yeah.
Make sense? So that's what I'm doing. If you haven't done this before, this is why I'm using my notes, and this is why you see most people using their notes. So I'll move along swiftly now, as I say, just to make sure I get across the information that I want to. So your voice is not a luxury, it's your legacy. Usually when I speak with notes, I don't usually use them that often. I speak freely, but if you don't reclaim your voice, if you don't reclaim your time, you spend the rest of your life wondering what could have been. So it's important that you claim your voice now. This is your time. This is your moment. Now, the story for me is silence is costing you. So in February, I got a call from our HR department, essentially to tell me my position had been made redundant. I'd just been off for a week, came back, and I was told that you're no longer needed or required. 20 years plus in this business, I'd gone. But here's what hit me really the hardest. I hadn't lost my job. What I'd lost was my identity. For 2 decades, I was the guy who helped other people shine. And you might have done this as well. You've helped people along, you've helped them shine, you helped them grow, you helped them to develop. But behind the scenes, I was the strategist. I was the one helping them to get in front of individuals and shine. But when I looked on my LinkedIn, there were crickets. When I searched my name online, there was nothing. So this is the information that I want to share with you. After 20 years building other people's platforms, what was you doing? What are you doing? While my own voice was getting silent, other people was getting louder. So how many other people's platforms have you helped to create? And I really want to kind of get this across because this is so important for us. We've all got a voice. We've all got something to contribute. Now, I grew up with this notion that some of us, and some of you might feel the same way, that by staying silent, it was humility. It was servanthood. But that isn't the case, not for many of us. Humility is not hiding. Servanthood is not silence. And faith without visibility is just buried treasure. So approaching my 60th year, I made a decision. I wasn't going to wait for permission to be seen. I was going to reclaim my voice. Are you still with me so far, everyone?
Yes.
It's making sense. Great.
Yes.
Well, what I did was create a framework. It's called the VIEW method. Now, I'm not just here to talk about my own story and leave you uninspired. I want to motivate you, inspire you. And here, I'm going to give you my framework. It's called the VIEW method. Now, the proven framework is it's a proven framework designed specifically for Christian men predominantly, but really for anyone who are ready to amplify their influence and lead with conviction and leave a lasting legacy. Now, breaking this down a bit further, your voice is the evidence of your conviction. If people can't hear you, they can't trust you. So your action for this moment, ask yourself this question: what's the one message I want to be known for? If you're making notes, write that down. What's the one message that you want to be known for? And you need to write that in one sentence. So it should be something like, I help midlife men reclaim their voice and build legacy businesses aligned with their faith. Something similar to that. What's yours? Have you all got that?
Mhm.
Brilliant. Okay. So visibility without infrastructure is burnout. You need a system that works for you. A LinkedIn profile that reflects your value is one of the ideal things, because there's over 1 billion people on LinkedIn right now. Your audience is on LinkedIn, and that's the platform that I recommend or suggest. It's a simple way to capture leads, and there's a content rhythm that you need to build up. Even just one post a week is going to make you move further, because there's 1 billion people using LinkedIn, but only 3% of people are actually posting regularly. You posting once a week will change your trajectory very quickly. So one of the things you could do to move the needle further for yourself is update your LinkedIn profile, your LinkedIn headline predominantly. So rather than just giving a title, for example, I'm a senior manager, what would be useful if you put something like, I'm helping whoever you're helping to do what, so that they can get the result that they can actually dream of and inspire themselves to grow and to become better at what they do. Now, the next element is the expression. You don't need to post every day. You just need to have a rhythm. For me, I post 3 times a week, and that's to be consistent. If you're starting off, I would suggest trying to post at least 2 to 3 times a week for at least 90 days to build up traction. I'll suggest as well, commit to one platform so you can build on that, get your audience, get your message, find your rhythm, find your voice. Now, that's enough to build up momentum. Now, the next thing I want you to be aware of is that you need to have wisdom. Lead with faith-centered discernment. I used to say be client-centric. So true leadership isn't just about strategy, it's about seeking God's direction and leading others towards their purposes. This is about moving like you believe your message matters. Too many of us sit on decades of wisdom, waiting for the perfect time. But there is no perfect time, there's only now. So here's an action point for you. What's one thing you've been thinking about for months, but you haven't started as yet? If you've been thinking about it for a little while and you haven't done it, start now. It's a wake-up call. Imagine this is your second chance. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Empowerment. If you want to help with your next steps, you want to grow, you want to develop, I'm launching my 30-day program in January called the Voice Visibility Accelerator. It's designed for men like us who are midlife professionals looking to reclaim our voice. And if you want to connect with me, here's my details, and I look forward to hopefully hearing from you real soon. Thanks for your time.
Rudy, thank you so much for that. I think in this day and age, visibility with all the noise that is out there on social media, I think it's really important. You know, you can have the best product in the world, give the best service, have a really great functioning company, but then if you're not visible, people don't know you exist, then it's harder for you to get business. And obviously you got the referrals, and that's probably the best form of business. But when you start, you want to be seen, you want to be heard. And I particularly like your part about servant leadership, which I think for me is one of the most important aspects of leadership. So thank you for that.
Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate that. Thank you.
So our next speaker, his name is Billy Perrin, and he's going to talk about starting your business as a single father. Billy, lovely to have you on board. I think we've met before in the past. I've heard you speak, and so please share your wisdom with us.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I was just thinking about it there, and I know I haven't got much time, but I want to start at the beginning. So when I mean the beginning, everything took off with me because of Christ, because of Jesus. So when I wasn't born again, I had money, I had everything, but I didn't have Christ. So it wouldn't matter how much money I earned, it wasn't enough. Nothing was never enough. And my story is I had to go down to come back up. I had to lose to gain. So nothing fulfilled me. I mean, it was I was business driven, which is good, but I put everything before God. I put money over family, over everything. I was money driven. Now I'm not saying it's a bad thing to want to be driven, but we have to put God first, right? So everything come crashing down for me because I didn't know Jesus, and I didn't put him first in anything that I did. So I hit a real low, and then I found Christ, and Christ put the pieces back to the puzzle, and he had to work on me first. So I lost everything. I lost basically all the money, all the wealth that I had. I lost everything. I worked for myself. I lost everything, and I had to start at the bottom. So I started working for the council because I'm a landscape gardener by trade, and I was on minimum wage, and God really had to break me. God really had to humble me. And and then when I give my life to Christ, I had an encounter with Jesus, and I was born again and filled with the Holy Spirit. The pieces of the puzzle started coming back together because now I didn't put these things before Christ. I put Christ first. As it says in the Bible, Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of heaven and all his righteousness, and everything else shall be added to you. So when I put Christ first, everything started coming back. Everything was restored back to me, but God was at the center of it. So before I was born again, I lost everything: my children, my ex-partner, everything. And when I found Christ, within 1 year, my son come to live with me. So I couldn't look after myself before Christ, but God blessed me with my eldest son, and I didn't know what I was doing, but it was only by the grace of God that he gave me them parenting skills. So my son comes back to live with me, and then 5 months later, my younger son come back to live with me. I was in one room in a shared accommodation, where you wasn't even allowed to have a friend back. But by the grace of God and God's favor, God had blessed me for my kids to live back with me. And then what happened in business is that God placed on my heart that I'm blessed to run my own business. So I was on the council, and God put this on my heart. I just left. I just left. I said, God wants me to start up and run my own business. Don't get me wrong, it had its challenges. I was a full-time parent with two single parent, sorry, with two young boys, and it was a process. It wasn't easy by any means, but by the grace of God gave me the strength to get up, get the boys to school, do my work, and then and pick them up. And God would put people in your life. God would put people in my life, so they would help me out and pick the boys up for me if I was working late, and it was a process. So before I knew Christ, I didn't think I could do anything. I didn't think that God would bless me to do anything. And then he blessed me I already done gardening with the council. Then he blessed me to landscape. So then I started laying patios and fencing. And like I say, God put every part to the puzzle. Praise God. And then it just built from there. I just want to add listen, doors will shut to you, but that's because they're not the right doors for you, but God will open the right doors for you. So don't get disheartened and get down when certain doors shut to you. That just means that wasn't for you. That doesn't mean that God is not going to bless you with the right doors, but you just have to keep on praying and keep on in the Lord and put him first, and God will put the pieces of the puzzle together. So today, I'm a successful owner of my company. God is constantly adding, and I'm sure that he will keep adding by the grace of God. Now, my company is home and garden improvements, and it's flourishing by the grace of God. And I couldn't do that on my own. I couldn't do that with the help of God. I couldn't do it like looking after two children of my own and running a business without the support of Christ. So yeah, I just wanted to share that today. And you can do it. You can. All things are possible through Christ Jesus that strengthens me. Because if it weren't for God, I don't know where I'd be today. I don't even know, if I'm honest, if I'd be alive today. He really took me from the bottom and brung me up. But I had to put him first in each and everything I do. The Bible says, ask for wisdom, and God will give freely. But don't ask like a double-minded man. Ask with confidence and faith that you will receive wisdom. Praise God. And that is what God is doing in my life now. So now I'm faith driven. I'm not money driven anymore. I'm faith driven, and everything else is added because I have faith in Christ. Amen.
Billy, thank you so much for that. That was absolutely fantastic, and we can tell by people's responses that a lot of people in this audience resonate with that. And I know people who put God first. It's like when you start to put yourself first, you come from you come from a more egoistic space, a selfish place. But when you put God first, then it's all about others. It's about your service to God, your service to humanity as well. And I guess that is, you started to make decisions from that point of view. So, and it started working out in a very amazing way for you. So that's a wonderful testimonial for that. Thank you for that.
No, thank you so much.
So our next speaker, I've been familiar with, I've known for probably over 20 years, I think. I don't know how. Shaquille, how long have we known each other for now? Oh,
it's been over 20 years, I agree. Yes.
Yeah. So
Shaquille,
good. You're here to speak to us about small businesses and taxman. And the taxman isn't always someone that we particularly enjoy communicating with, but you're going to share some wisdom so that we don't be afraid of him. So please go ahead and share your knowledge.
Okay. First of all, thanks to Margaret and to yourself and everyone for taking their time today. As Billy said, you are given choices. And I've always found amongst my clients that when you get a choice, they come to you very rarely, some really good ideas. But if you don't grab them, if you don't take them, you will lose them. They're not there forever. So it's very important that if you have an idea and you take good advice, then you should do what you feel is right. And that's where I've seen so many people be successful. The choices are few and far between, but when you take the right choices, you will have hopefully a successful business. What I want to get across to you today is whilst a tax man is always there, he is not the man to be scared of. What you need to be doing is making as much money as you can. And even after paying the tax man, you will still have more money left over. So if the tax man only takes a quarter of your money, if that grows, and I'm going to show that by bringing it closer to the camera, he's still only taking a quarter. Okay, so don't be afraid of paying the tax man, because the tax man has certain limits, and if you go above those limits, you start to pay more tax, and that's what worries people. So don't hold back, because if you hold back, your business will never grow, because there are limits where VAT kicks in. There are limits where higher rate kicks in. There are limits where you'll pay slightly more tax in a company than you will if you're a small business as opposed to a big business. And if you let those limits govern you, then you will never grow. Now, there is always a place for a small business, because a small business and remaining small, it's great. You're happy, you're doing what you need to do, you're making enough to live off. But if you're looking and are aspiring to a much bigger organization, then don't be afraid of tax. Now, making profit, there's nothing wrong with it. It's allowed. And if you can make lots of profit, still pay your taxes, and still have money left over, then that is a successful business. I find people who are struggling, who aren't able to pay their taxes, are therefore having to fiddle their taxes potentially, and still not able to live well means there is no business there. So you need to try and find something that covers all of those, pays your taxes, keeps you on a straight and narrow, because honesty, doing things properly is always, I find, the best way of doing business at the end of the day. Just as I said, this isn't so much marketing for me, it's more sort of a general thing that you've got businesses in the UK. You can be a sole trader, you can be a partnership, or you can be a limited company. Each of those has a different way of being taxed. So it's important that you understand where you are on that table as to what your tax is going to be. The business will be taxed, but so will you in most cases. And so the things to remember is VAT. People tend to go away and make business, but they don't realise is that when you get to £90,000 in the UK, you have to register for VAT, unless you're doing something that has no VAT consequence. And that's quite rare. It's going to be food, perhaps. It's going to be teaching, perhaps. It's going to be insurance. But generally, for any other business, consultancy or whatever, you have to register for VAT above £90,000. If you keep your business below 90,000, you'll never register for VAT, but your business will never grow. So you have to go above that threshold at some point in your life. And if you do, embrace it and grow with it, because the more money you make, you will collect money for yourself, plus a little bit for the tax man. And when you get it in, you give that to a tax man, and this bit you keep. As long as you're aware that you're keeping the bit that you build, that's fine. The problem is that if you're invoicing the customer out there, a member of the public, they're not going to like your business because it's got this extra VAT on it. And that's where the difficulty arises. However, if your businesses are all businesses, you're going from business to business, B2B, then they don't care about this VAT because they get it back. So it all does depend on your mix. If at the end of the day you decide to become a sole trader, you will get taxed on everything that you make. If you go as a limited company, you will only get taxed on what you draw from it in the form of a salary, in the form of a dividend. So it's important that you get the right structure for this. 90,000 isn't a lot of money, as I said, for VAT, but once you get to that threshold, you must register, so you need to monitor it, because they look at your turnover and decide 12 months back from when you are today is what they look at. So if 12 months back from today, you went over 90, you should be VAT registered. And the thing about having a good business is that you don't want to have any skeletons in your closet. You don't want anything that's going to fall out and catch you later. And therefore, monitoring and making sure you're keeping up to date your VAT, your taxes and everything will probably put you in better stead. I'm not here trying to encourage you to pay more taxes. I do my best to get the taxes down for all my clients. And if I can get my taxes down for my clients, that's great. But it's black and white and grey. I could do grey and say you can push on this, you can do this, but black and white, I will never help someone cheat their taxes. It just doesn't help you, it doesn't help me. Next thing to remember is PAYE. You might decide that you want to be self-employed, or you might want to be salaried through your own business, which you can only do if you're a limited company. And if that's the case, there are limits. You pay certain taxes. If you're self-employed, you can deduct expenses, which you can't do as an employee, but you can certainly deduct expenses in a limited company. So again, the mix all depends on what you're doing. You need to go and find a good accountant, go and speak to them and explain what you're doing, and they will guide you as the best way forward for your business. Salaries are a good way of going, but it's not under your control. It means you're employed by someone else. So if you want to be under your own control, it's going to be self-employed, limited company. If you're on a limited company, then you can take dividends, but you can only take dividends if you make profit. So you have your turnover, you have your expenses, you make your profit, you pay your taxman's bit, and what's left over is then available to you to take. And if you take it, you are going to pay tax on it at your highest rate. So then you've got to look at your own personal tax position. And if on your personal tax position, you are a higher rate taxpayer because you've gone above £50,000, then anything above will be higher rate and anything below will be basic rate. So if you can stay at that level, that's great. But the thing about a limited company is you could earn millions, but still remain at this level and pay basic rate tax because the rest of the money is staying in the company. So that's why a company is a very clever tool to control the amount of taxes you're going to pay. And that allows people to grow a massive business, but still stay within their limits as far as tax is concerned. But ultimately, the money is yours. And if you want to draw it and pay higher rates of tax, that's your choice. But at least you can do that if you've made a brilliant business. All right. I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shaquille, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Let me just, Shaquille, thank you so much. That is fantastic information. There's one thing Shaquille said when we was running one of the classes for us. He said, I'll never forget this. He says, your wife will forgive you if you don't give them money, but the taxman will not forgive you if you don't give them their money. So I hope you got something there for today. Thank you very much for sharing. Back to you.
Yeah, I think, Shaquille, it's important to understand that getting organized and not being afraid of a taxman, which many people are, I think it's one of the most important things. Just get organized, make sure you have certain timescales and schedules for doing, your tax, and it all helps. And like you said, and I think you made a very important point, if you cannot pay your tax, you don't really have a proper business.
Can I just interject?
Yeah.
Somebody's got a question in the chat. They've said, have you created a cheat sheet? You've got some good content.
What do you mean cheat sheet?
I don't know. Rudy, can you explain?
Yeah, Shaquille, that is brilliant. Well done. Thank you. A cheat sheet is basically everything you've said in kind of a PDF, so we can use it as a kind of a note for ourselves as we work. So a cheat sheet is just basically a shortcut of all the information you've kind of presented.
I can prepare one and I'll give it to Margaret and she can issue it to anybody. Obviously, it's only limited about limits and things, and they change.
Yeah.
But generally, yes, I can do something fairly simple. She in terms of avoiding tax, no. But she in terms of understanding where you are, yes.
Oh, that was my second question, but go ahead.
But thanks very much, Shaquille. Okay, so our next speaker, I hope, Isa Jabuni, and he's going to speak about legacy building and community impact. So, Jabuni, are you there?
Good afternoon, and as my name, I'm trying to use my PC to display my project, and it's not coming. So I've even messaged the.
Okay, don't worry, Jubone. I will do the presentation from here. You talk, and I'll start sharing. Introduce what you're doing, and I'll start sharing for you.
It seems like there's a bit of an internet problem. Oh.
Okay, it's gone again. Jibuni? Okay, what I do till he comes in, I kind of step in
Okay.
with him at the moment. He's kind of connecting from Ghana, so we all know the internet out there is not one of the best. Are you with us, Jibuni? Okay. Jibuni runs a charity in Ghana, and
Can you just do it in slideshow view, Margaret?
okay. All right, how do I do that?
Just start the
Oh,
slideshow.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let me just go. Yes, I have. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go. So he's very passionate about working within his community in Ghana and to inspire, to empower women, young girls in Ghana who are not in school. And most time we have that problem in the UK as well, where we have young people who are not in schools or in education or at work. So imagine that in Ghana, in West Africa, where you have children that are not in school, and some of them they get married very early. That their parent kind of get them to get married early to be looked after. So he's very passionate about that. We met Jibuni. He contacted me from the first kind of events I was running. So we've been working with him ever since. So what he does, he feed community. All right, he fundraise and he feeds community. And most time, these are women that probably kind of homeless as well within the community. What we did last year when he came and spoke last year, Daniel, if you remember, when he came and spoke last year, then what he did, he sent he sent some product to us. And then we sold the product for him. And then that money that we sent to him, he was able to run these workshops, feeding within the community, cooking and all that. So that's what he's passionate doing and love doing. And we've been working with him throughout this project. One of the projects that he's currently fundraising is having water, clean water. So his community is really, really struggling to have clean water at the moment. So we are looking away how we can fundraise, how he can provide clean water for the community, for the women. At the moment, when they have like a drought, because I spoke to him a couple of days ago, there was a drought. So there was hardly the kids and the young people, they had to walk miles to go and get the water, even bathing water, cooking water. So this is what we're looking at the moment, working with him to fundraise, to build a pump or a well, within the community. So when there's a drought, there is water within the community itself. And this is what he do. So he has evenings, or he have community where they get doctors and nurses to come into the village to be able to work with the village and to be able to get the medical care that they need, and also supporting schools and empowering girls to be able to have that education. So he's very, very active within his community, and very passionate about it. And that's what I love working with him. And we've been working with him within the last 1 year or so. Mental health in Africa is quite big, but they don't have the facilities that we have over here. If you have mental health, you're on your own. The family is on their own. So what he does is also fundraise and feed the mental health department, women that are out there with their children and clothing them. This is one of the story. It would have been beautiful if he was able to connect that. He can tell the story. This is one the lady who had a baby. There's no health support, nothing there. So what he does regularly, once a month, is go within this community and to be able to provide food for them and get the nurses or doctors, wherever he can get, to be able to help them. So yes, mental health is very much in Africa, but they don't have the facilities that we have over here. We have been working with Djibouti a lot, so Hope and Restoration, we empower the youth of Ghana through information and technology and entrepreneur. So what we've been doing, our organization over here in London, it was fundraise and send some laptops to them. And I'm super excited. I wish he was here for him to really tell the story, what he's doing. And this is one of the greatest thing when he sends me the pictures, where they were, where the school was. This is the school where I'm going to show it in the compound itself. This is it. He put the laptops that we sent to them in action. It was just amazing. So that's him teaching the young people. And for me, I was so happy when he sent me the picture, and I was so happy our organization to be in a position to be able to support an organization, a charity that is starting in Ghana, and to see the outcomes of it. Is he in? Is somebody watch out if he's in here? So this is him teaching. It is needed. This is the first time these young people actually could hold a laptop, see a laptop. So we can all over here be able to support and to be able to help. Right, I'm going to play a video for you. I know there are a few people here who are who are based in Africa, who are running projects or want to run projects, charity in Africa. You can start anywhere. He's running this workshop in his compound, his father's compound. So let's listen to the video.
What did he say? Foundation communication. Good. So now, yesterday, as we learned about the full meaning of ICT, we talked more about how to put laptop or computer, right? So how are you going to put computer? If they give computer laptop to you, first, what are you supposed to do? How do you boot it? Can you ask your right or left transfer? And you see a red circle on
All right, sorry, it's a bit short. But yeah, I mean, for them, just even to learn how to put a laptop on, just simple things like that. So this is what he's been doing. And what I love about it, he didn't wait to have a venue or anything like that. He actually did it outside his compound. As you can see, it's makeshift. But the kids really loved it and enjoy it. And for me, as one of the persons working with him, helping him to fundraise, to send the laptops over there, it was so much. I mean, I can't begin to tell you the joy to be able to support, to give him the support that he needed.
Margaret, thank you so much for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important, when we start any business, we, just giving back as well to the community really helps. It helps us. And even if it's just a project to give back, then that even provides a greater sense of purpose and accomplishment within your own life. So thank you so much for sharing that. And you can't go away, Margaret, because I think you're up next. So.
Yes, I'm next. Right. Again, mine, it just follows up with what it does and everything. So he's fundraising at the moment. We are working together. Right. Mine just follows up with what Jabuni is doing. I'm incredibly very passionate working with charities, and I have experience doing those, setting up charities in Sierra Leone. I remember, I don't know, has anybody here heard of Sierra Leone? West Africa. Thank you very much. And if you did, about 10, 15 years ago, Sierra Leone was in a terrible war, really bad war. And I remember God telling me, listen, pack your bag and go home. And I'm like, the war just finished. What am I going to do there? He says, go home. And when I got there, I was heartbroken what I saw. That leads me into starting a school out there. So we work, as much as I'm over here in London, we do a lot of fundraising to support a lot of projects in Africa. All right. So for me, it's to inspire young people, up and coming young people tomorrow. What I did when I went to Sierra Leone, and I saw a lot of women, a lot of young girls just hanging around, it was devastating. So I then went on to fundraise to build a school in Sierra Leone. This is the building, what it looks like. This is what the building, after we fundraised and developed the building, this is it. So we set up a hairdressing because I thought if we can give the young people the skills that they needed, that would help them later on. These are the teachers. This is the first day at the school. This is it. We trained 100 young ladies into hairdressing, into business startups from 2008 to 2009, but we're still going on. And this is them graduated 2010. They graduated as hairdressers. Also, what we then do is we actually fundraise that the best 2 students within the group to set their own business up. So this is one of the students that we actually fundraise and got them to set their own business. So I normally go quite regularly to visit to see how they're doing, how they're getting on.
I don't want to disappoint Davey. I was really excited that there might be some usable lumber up here, and there still could be.
Thank you, Jasmine. So that's what we do. Also, again, I fundraise a lot to feed people in the hospital. My dad passed away about 3 years ago, and I went into the hospital. I was heartbroken what I saw. I was like, oh my God. So every year when I go in, I started the project 2020. So I go in and the hospital is 3 floors. So we would feed the hospitals. As you can see here, these are the doctors and the nurses. And simply what I do is I fundraise over here. I take the money over there and then get the community to cook and everything, and we take the food. I take bed sheets, blankets, towels, because some of them don't have those in the hospital. So this is something, I didn't go 2024, but 2023, I was there running the projects, and then I come back again. I am very passionate because how much do you think doing all those projects cost me? To feed the whole hospital, at least 3 floors of the hospital, is £250 English money. That's all it takes. To start the school and staff organizing the school, that cost us, for 2 years, 3,500. And we train 100 young ladies into business. It doesn't take much for us over here in the West to be able to support charity and other charity back home. In 2024, I started a new project, which is called Pay It Forward Project. That is not just for Africa, it's actually based here at the moment, where we look at organizations that's struggling to build their business, then we help to fundraise, and then they've got a year to pay that money back. So we started that October 2024. I'm quite happy to say the person that we first started, the business we first started with, they were able to pay that money back. And then we had a meeting, and that money went back and paid forward to another charity to be able to run. We can all do that. We can run this project. We can support people over here and people out there. Now we've got the Fathers Talk Show Kings and Queens in a Conversation charities. So if anybody out there who wants to speak on the upcoming charity promo, please put a yes on the chat and your email. And also, if you are a charity that probably needs to speak to me or you want to sponsor, please put your name on the chat as well. And definitely we will have a conversation. Thank you so much. My name is Margaret Thorli, the CEO of Hope and Restoration, which is a non-profitable organization. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you. Back to you, Danny.
Margaret, thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic, giving back. And I know you've got a heart of gold, Margaret, and you're constantly wanting to help others, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I always hear wonderful words spoken about you, Margaret. It's it's beautiful to hear. So yeah, so I think the next speaker is going to be me, isn't it?
That's it. Thank you so much for listening to us. I hope everybody's having a good time. Is everybody learning a lot here? Come on, show some hands. Yes. Thank you so much. Now, thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you. Now, our next speaker, no other than my co-host, Daniel. Please come on down. Tell us what you're going to talk about. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm going to be speaking a little bit, not very long. I think we're a little bit over. I'm going to be speaking about how to create a great company culture. Now, I wasn't always an emotional well-being speaker. I used to run an IT business. I ran that for about 15 years. And when I first started, I didn't know anything about business. But what I did know was that the way traditional businesses were run was not really to my liking. There was a very autocratic sort of leadership. It wasn't like the servant leadership that Rudy talked about. And that was one of the books that I read.
It's hard to hand that torch to her and be like, you have to take care of her. I cannot help you.
Put on mute.
Please, thank you.
Yeah, so I researched a lot about how to create a great culture. And one of the things that I did, that in the UK, there was a list of the top 100 best places to work for. And there was a list of 100 companies, and I contacted the top 3 companies in this list. And I remember number 1 was a company called What If. The second business was a company called Happy. And these were organizations where people love to work. And when you can create an organization where people love to work, your job as a leader becomes easier in the long run. In the short run, you have to do a lot of sort of inner work within yourself to get rid of the fears in order to create that kind of culture. But in the long run, it's very beneficial. So I contacted these 2 companies, and what I found was that people who create these kind of cultures are very proud of their organizations. So both of them, the 2 of them, 2 out of the 3, invited me to their offices, and they showed me basically how they run their companies. So the first company, What If, it was an innovations company. They helped companies to innovate. And I remember walking in and seeing this completely unique office space. There was a bed in the there was very colorful building. Both of these companies had cooks, the enthusiasm, the energy of the employees was unique. And this was different to how I experienced in the past, where when you go into organizations, the employees aren't as excited, and it's like they have to be there, but they don't really want to. Whereas in these companies, the employees actually loved, and I remember walking through Happy into the doors of Happy, and someone literally runs up to me and asks who I am, who I'm here to see, and I tell them that I'm there to see the MD, and then he runs off again, and again very happy. And it feels to me this is the kind of culture that I want to create as well. And so I ended up Happy ran training courses, and I ended up taking their training course specifically on how to create a great culture in the workplace. And there was a number of things that I discovered. One was that you have to genuinely care about your people. Genuinely. There's a lot of company literature with organizations that say they do, but when it comes down to it, when you notice the decisions they make, you understand they're not really coming from that caring place. They're not coming from the place where they genuinely care. And if you're a boss and you have that, then your decisions stem from that foundation, stem from that caring. You genuinely want to listen to them. You want to create that culture where you enable them to do their very best. Because often as managers, as leaders, we have fears, and these are transmitted to our employees. They're transmitted to our staff, and we don't see this, but they feel it. And when I started creating this culture, I wanted my employees, I just gave them the freedom, and I gave them a lot of transparency in the organization. I gave them freedom to do a good job, but I also treated them as adults, because ultimately everyone that works for us is an adult. So treat them as such. And I know this may be easy to say now, but previously, it was a lot harder, because there was a specific style of management which wasn't servant leadership focused. Like I said before, it's very autocratic. One of the things that's important as well is that you give a space for your employees to tell you the truth. You create a psychological space that they can be who they are, and they can tell you the truth about what is going on. Because as the owner of the business, if you do not have the truth, if things are hidden because they're too scared to speak to you, then that is very dangerous for your business. And you want to know the truth. You want to know what's going on in your organization, maybe what people are thinking truly, how what they think about the procedures, the systems, and you've got to give them the space to do that. And that's called the psychologically safe space. And as a business owner, it's your job to create that in the best way possible. The other thing I think is useful is if you can also create an environment, a culture where everyone thinks like a business owner. As the leader of organization, you have a top-down view. You can see everything that's going on. If you can create a company where people think like business owners, they will make the best possible decision. But if they're only enclosed in their role, and for example, they're not able to see maybe the financials of a company, and this is where you may need as an owner to get rid of your fears, where you open up the balance sheets and the profit and loss of your own business to your employees. And when you can do that, I think that's a really powerful thing. I remember actually having a conversation with Shaquille years ago, where I said I wanted to make my employees' salaries transparent. And I think at the time you told me that's not a good idea. And this is the thing. There are companies that do that, they're very rare and few, very rare and very few of them. But when you can do that and create the structure and supporting structure, then I think you've got a lot of transparency, you've got a lot of openness, and things can come to the surface that wouldn't ordinarily be there. And you can create this organic company. It's not an easy thing to do. And in the end, I didn't make it transparent, but I know there are companies that have done that and it's worked very successful. I'm going to end there, but there is one, if anyone's interested in this, there's a book that they should read called Maverick. And this is about a Brazilian company that did a lot of these things, but, you know, they create a culture where if the employees weren't satisfied with their manager, they could fire their manager. Usually it's the other way around, but they created like a 360-degree approach to feedback. This was the first company to do it. And the book is absolutely fantastic. It will totally blow your mind about how business can be run. And that's called Maverick by Ricardo Semler. So thank you all very much for listening. I hope that has helped. And yeah, if any of you are thinking of building this kind of culture, you'll find that over the long run, your work as the boss becomes more and more effortless.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Come on. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very, very much for that. Daniel, would you put the name of the book on the chat? That would be really,
sure. I'll do that now.
That would be really great. Also, what we're going to do later on after our guest speaker is that please put your information on the chat. After our guest speaker, special guest speaker, it's that we will come back and ask the audience, the attendees, also to introduce yourself and also to promote your business also, okay? Thank you very much for that, but wait till our last guest speaker has spoken. Now, I have the pleasure and the privilege to introduce this amazing and wonderful queen, Dr. Patricia Rogers, the most amazing business strategist, visibility queen. Now she's going to talk to us. I want to be as open as I can, as much as the men have shared so much. And I appreciate you guys. It's great stuff you've shared. But I thought, let's balance it a little bit. Let's make it a bit more, you know, great. I was going to say a bit more saucy, but and let's have a woman's point of view in business with men. Why is it single fathers is so important that they run their own business? And it'd be nice to hear it from a woman's point of view as well. So Dr. Patricia Rogers, thank you for saying yes. I welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Margaret. This is awesome. A great platform today. Awesome information. Men, kudos to you. Kings. You guys raised the bar today. And everything that I have to say, I think I'll just be following suit. So I'm going to share my screen. I messed up that. Y'all give me a minute. I messed it up. Let me try it again. Hold up. I forgot to put my sound on.
Okay.
Thought it would pop on automatically, but it didn't work.
The Lady in Red. Her mission, the #1 sought-out virtual event coordinator who sets a platform for entrepreneurs to be seen
It was my microphone. I'm so sorry, but it was my microphone. I always got to figure out what the problem is. So it was my microphone. I had to unhook my microphones. It's acting up.
No worries.
So I'm going to take it from the top. I'm nosy like that. I got to figure out what the problem is. What?
A wise woman creates more opportunities than she finds. A phenomenon, an icon, the lady in red. Her mission, the #1 sought-out virtual event coordinator who sets a platform for entrepreneurs to be seen and heard so that they can achieve even more wealth. This speaker grew up in sunny South Florida, the last of 8 siblings, 12-year veteran of the armed forces, class leader of 43 recruits, earned a BS from St. Thomas University, Bachelor Award nominee out of 132,000 employees countywide. She trained thousands to excel in their careers. Retired correctional lieutenant after 29 years of service. Transitioned from CO to CEO. Mentored by the finest leaders. And she is a visibility strategist. International best-selling author. International public speaker. Recipient of a Business Icon Award. The Jean Lynch Lifetime Achievement Award. Uncommon Leadership Award. 100 Successful Women in Business Award. The Shining Star Award. The Women of Achievement Award. Known as the Networking Queen and host of events that rock. The speaker is a member of various organizations. She is known as Miss Powerhouse. This speaker is inspirational and energetic. She will inspire you to get up, suit up, and show up. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the CEO of Unity in Service, where people need people.
This girl is on fire.
Put your hands together for Miss Pat Rogers. Pat Rogers.
Okay. Again, I'm honored to share today, as Margaret has already said, from a woman's perspective, why men should start their own businesses in 2026 if they have not as of yet. So put a 1 in the chat if you're still working a 9 to 5. Survival to ownership. In 2026, men must move from survival to ownership. Starting a business gives you control over your income, your time, and your future. A shift must take place from the short-term earnings to creating businesses, systems, and opportunities that leave a lasting impact for future generations. Legacy and influence. Legacy and influence are key components of building a business. It builds confidence, creates stability, and positions you as a leader others can depend on. But most importantly, entrepreneurship isn't just about money, and I heard that already this morning. I heard the word impact. It's about legacy, and I heard that word too. It's about influence and becoming the example that the next generation needs. Freedom to build your own on your own terms. Single men have more flexibility with their time, energy, and decision-making. And according to Paul in 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, 7th and the 8th verses, he says, "For I would that all men were even as I myself. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide as I." And again, that's coming from Paul. Now, these verses clearly reflect Paul's encouragement that remaining single as he was can be a gift. That's right, a gift. Allowing for greater focus. It allows for you to stay focused on your purpose, and it allows you to avoid the distractions that's going to come up as you're on your journey. And I think I heard Billy say something about how difficult it was when he didn't have God in the equation. And myself, I can personally attest to the truth of these words. Because had I not lived this season of owning my own business as a single woman, I would not have been fully convinced of this truth, that you can get so much more done when you're single. That's my story I'm sticking to. Being a business owner gives you the opportunity to create financial stability. And as a woman in business for over a decade, having a business has opened doors to multiple streams of income, long-term wealth, and financial independence. And the key in achieving these benefits that I just mentioned is staying in front of as many people as possible. Networking, I believe, is the bloodline to our businesses. Being single creates the space to grow spiritually, mentally, and physically. Now, why is that? Because without the weight of family obligations, men can sharpen their skills, strengthen their disciplines, and intentionally build businesses that align with their purpose. Increased confidence and purpose are components from being a business owner, and ladies and gentlemen, that's huge. Building a business strengthens how you behave, it sharpens decision-making, and it develops leadership. As men overcome challenges, they grow in self-belief and clarity, gaining the confidence to lead, provide, and walk boldly in their purpose with intention and, again, impact. Expanded networking and influence comes through entrepreneurship. Starting a business and attending events like we're hosting here today connects men to mentors, partners, and communities that elevate thinking and opportunity. I heard Rudy say something about he shows people how to maintain visibility. And the first thing came to me when we talk about that word partner. In 2026, I'm looking to connect with people who host events so that we can bring more people in front of us so that they can be educated. So that's one of my visions or one of my prayers for 2026. I have a few partners, Margaret and Jazz. But again, when we learn to come together as leaders and actually really truly collaborate, we can cover so much more territory. So that was not a part of my script, but that's my story and I'm sticking with it. All right, Rudy, I just threw your bone. These relationships open doors, they sharpen leadership skills and increase visibility, positioning men to influence others, create collaboration, and grow beyond individual effort into collective success. And these are some of the bonuses in entrepreneurship. Put a 2 in the chat if you like being in control of your own destiny. We all want to be in control of our own lives. And being an entrepreneur allows you to create your own path with fewer constraints and much more freedom. Control over your future comes through ownership, and entrepreneurship allows men to adapt without depending on employers and other systems that control your life. Being an entrepreneur also allows you to develop growth as a leader and independent thinker. If you agree that when we're in relationships, if you agree that decisions must be made together or at least discussed with your partner, put a yes in the chat. And when we're partnered or in relationships, when this discipline is overlooked, it can cause you to lose focus, and sometimes it will even put your dream on hold. Business ownership makes you more aware of your behaviors. You're more conscious of your decision making, and it teaches you to exercise effective communication. So how do we create impact? The ability to create impact is about using your voice. I heard that word today already too. Using your voice as well as your creativity and your story to help and uplift others. As the CEO of Unity in Service, my motto is people need people. And when we can impact the lives of others, we are gifted. That's a gift, ladies and gentlemen. We're gifted with the opportunity to bring them up with us, not tear them down, not compete with them, but to bring people along with us. Entrepreneurship allows you to position yourself as high value. And a man with vision, income, and independence becomes an asset in all areas of their lives. They take pride in the spiritual, and I'm loving it today what I'm hearing from you men, the physical, and in the natural. We have to keep God a part of the equation. Now I'm going to cover 6 steps to riches, according to Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich book. Number 1, he says that we must fix in our mind the exact amount of money that we desire. Be specific, because vague wishes bring vague results. You have to decide on the precise amount of money that you want to earn. Number 2, determine what you will give in return. There's no such thing as something for nothing. You must clearly define the services, the value, or the effort that you will exchange for the money that you desire. Number 3, establish a definite date. You must set a deadline for achieving your financial goal, because desire must be tied into time. Number 4, you must create a definite plan of action. Decide exactly what it is that you will do to earn the money and begin immediately, even if you feel that you're not fully ready. And I heard that today too. Number 5, write it all down. I think, Margaret, you have that on the banner. I was reading that banner, and it says, write the vision down. I don't know if y'all read the fine print, but the fine print giveth. And that's very important that we write it all down. Put your goals, your deadlines, the plans, and exchange of value in writing. And then we want to read it daily, morning and night. Number 6, back your plan with faith and persistence. Believe without a doubt that you will succeed. Persist regardless of obstacles, regardless of the criticism that comes, or the temporary setbacks, because that's all a part of the process. When men build businesses, you're laying a foundation for our young people. You give young people an opportunity to model what it looks like to create opportunities instead of waiting for them to show up. Laying a foundation includes leading with integrity and providing stability through consistent effort. Men in business also creates access to jobs, mentorship, resources, and exposure to skills that the schools tend to seem to overlook. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, children mimic what they see. So let us be the change. From a woman's perspective, men in business represent a strong tower, steady, dependable, and grounded in purpose. Their leadership creates stability that we can rely on. Their vision offers protection, and their consistency and integrity builds trust, security, and confidence, not only for families and for the communities, but it extends to our future generations. Y'all agree? Put a 1 in the chat. Now I'm going to share with you 10 fundamental business basics that both men and women should know when building a strong, sustainable business, especially in today's digital economy. Mastering these skills will set you apart from your counterparts, your competitive, whoever you want to call them, but it definitely raises your level of visibility and credibility. So some of the skills: email list building, video creation, a clear brand message, social media strategies, basic sales skills, lead capture systems, time and task management, financial awareness, which we heard today. Networking and public speaking is definitely going to take you where you need to go. But in order to grow through networking and public speaking, Dr. Margaret just put in the chat an opportunity for people to speak. And I wonder how many people saw it and heard her and took advantage of it. Every time you speak, it perfects your skills. Every time you speak, you're enhancing somebody else's life with the message that God has given to you, if he really gave it to you. Opportunity does not always knock twice. So we need to get up, suit up, and show up when the opportunity comes. Because remember what I said before, when one door opens, opportunity opens another door when we say yes to opportunity. And if you need any of these services that I just mentioned, you can reach out to Unity in Service and let us serve you. My contact information will be in the chat. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, for attending this event on today, Unity in Service is offering you an opportunity to network. There's that word again. Network with us on January the 16th, 2026, as we kick off the new year. As we kick off the new year on this particular event, we're going to leave it open, I guess, until tonight about 11 p.m. because technically this event costs money. Again, we're entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs sell, we make money because we're sharing our intellectual properties. But because I'm at Margaret's event today and she's put on such a great event and giving all of us an opportunity to share our message to inspire each other, we're giving you a complimentary ticket, and it will be available to you until 11 p.m. tonight. We opened some spots just for this event only. So just so you know, don't wait till tomorrow. Next week, let me go back. No. Because this event is live, it's open, and after tonight at 11, I got to close those spots off that you all didn't take advantage of. Because again, the work that we put in as entrepreneurs, and he talked about those taxes, we get paid for our labor. And the Bible talks about that too. So click the link that's in the chat and get your complimentary ticket and come ready to grow with us so you can tap into our network in 2026 and let's grow together. So you'll be going to 2026workshop.eventbrite.com and we'll drop that information in the chat. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing your messages today. Thank you for allowing me to share. And I just want to say thank you again, Margaret, for hosting this amazing amazing event because I heard some wonderful things this morning. And I was very impressed. I'm going in. This is not part of my script, y'all. I'm going in. I speak from the heart. I'm touched to hear these men on this platform reverence God and give him due diligence for all that he has done for us. And shame on us if we don't give God credit. Because like Billy said, it was a time when I did not know. I knew better, but I didn't have the strength to do better because my eyes was on the wrong people, trying to be a part of the wrong circles, trying to be accepted. But let me tell y'all something about Pat Rogers today. God loves me, and that's enough. And when he did take all that crap out of my life, and I'm talking, this is my story, because when I thought they was right for me, I was picking them out, if you will, or they was picking me out, however it went. I was leaving out God out of the equation because I felt like that was my decision, and I felt like I knew what was best for me. But what I've learned today is I don't know what's best for me. And I trust God in every single thing that I do. Perfect I'm not, but I'm pretty close to it. Because why? I gave up all those things that was separating me. And I'm going in, I'm talking about pretty much relationships because our focus is so much on relationships. These women sometimes, I'm talking about the women now, maybe men too, it includes them too. We feel like we're not whole unless we have the opposite sex in our life. But if the half comes in and the half is not whole already, and you got two halves, that don't make a whole. Both parties have to come in already whole. That's my story, y'all. That wasn't even part of my script. So Lord, just leave me alone now, God. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Because the bottom line is, I speak from the heart. And I can only tell y'all what God has done for me. And living on my own, it ain't a bad deal. Because I do what I want, go where I want. I don't have to cook for nobody. I don't have to wash no clothes. I don't have to debate no issues. And I'm not telling you to stay single. Because when God get ready for you to have what he wants you to have, you're going to get that right person, but you're not going to get the right person if you don't have God in the equation. And everything I need, God got it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm off course. Margaret, I know you're laughing at me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Patricia. Thank you. Truly appreciate you. Thank you. Well, guys, gentlemen, how do you feel? Not only do you come to speak about business, but we also have a bit of relationship going in as well. That I truly appreciate from the bottom of my heart, Dr. Rogers. It's been amazing and a pleasure having you in this platform. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. Let's put some love, some hearts today on the chat. Send some loves out there to all our speakers. We really, really appreciate you. Thank you. Now we're going to open the floor for a few minutes to introduce and give an opportunity to Jasmine Ofori. I want to hear your voice. I want to say thank you so much, Jasmine, and to the team as well, to share this event out there. But Jasmine been an amazing supporter, and of course Dr. Rogers and the team as well. You guys been amazing. Now Jasmine, you got 2 minutes or less. Please tell us what you do.
Thank you so much, Margaret, and thank you every speaker here and everybody who's contributed. It's added insight to what I already sort of have been thinking about, and is opened up my eyes. So I'm Jasmine Ofori, founder of Jew Digital. I own a marketing agency that helps coaches, consultants, event hosts so that they can gain visibility and generate leads online using digital marketing strategies. So if you think about things such as website design, social media management, email marketing, we do what we need to do to help you to stay visible so that you can reach your ideal target audience. If you'd like to reach out to me, my details have been dropped in the chat, but I'll drop it again. It's calendly.com/JewDigital. I'm on LinkedIn. We have a Facebook group where we like to spotlight business owners. So if you'd like to come in and promote your products and services for free, feel free to drop in there and say hello. So thank you, Margaret, for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Daniel, do you want to come down and just I sent you a list to see some of our attendees and to come and promote their business. Please put your business, your contact details. If you've got an event coming up you want us to know about, please put that on the chat. Daniel, take over, please.
Yeah. Are we? Yes. So, thank you again to all the speakers. And we do have some attendees. So, if you feel inclined to share who you are, why you're here, and a little bit about your business, that would be absolutely amazing. So, anyone that who's just been here listening, hearing all the wisdom, if you want to speak up, please do.
Jasmine, just put us on the
in
spot.
gallery. Yeah,
Yes,
I'll put on
please,
gallery.
so
Yeah.
we can see
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah. Does anyone want to speak up?
We got Beverly. Beverly, come on down.
Good morning. I'm in the United States, New Jersey. I was invited by Dr. Patricia Rogers, and I have enjoyed this event immensely, and I've picked up a lot of gems. I am a public speaking coach. I have a background in theater and film and theater production, and I help people as a Toastmaster. I've been a member for almost 30 years. And if you don't know what Toastmasters is, it's an international public speaking organization. So I've been a member for almost 30 years, and I've helped competitors compete in all levels and win in those competitions. And I invite you to just follow me on LinkedIn, and my information has been put in the chat. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. I can definitely second that Toastmasters experience. I've been a Toastmaster as well, and it's a great opportunity to go out there and just improve your skills in public speaking and your confidence. And yeah, and it's the thing, and what Dr. Rogers was saying as well about networking. It's, you know, when you're networking or you're public speaking, then and you get out there, then you actually, these are very enjoyable things to do, to network, to speak in public. And that goes, you know, that's contrary to the day-to-day running of your business, where you're often in an office going through your computer. And here you're going out there, speaking with a lot of people, making yourself visible, as like Rudy was saying. So it's absolutely fantastic if you can do that. Anyone else want to share?
Jasmine, put us on the gallery so we can see everybody.
Yeah, I think
you are already on gallery. It's just Daniel is spotlighted, unless your view is different. What are you seeing?
I'm just seeing Daniel on his own.
Oh, okay. If you go to view on your side, so go to the top right hand side, you'll see 9 dots. If you click on that and then click gallery, you should be able to see everybody.
I'm there now. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Bjorn, you've got something to share?
Yeah, just a quick introduction, seeing as everybody else was doing it. My name is Bjorn Bradshaw Murray. I'm founder of a company called YBM App, stands for Your Business Matters App. It's a Black Business Directory application I'm building for Android and iOS to highlight, spotlight, and provide e-commerce platform for all Black-owned businesses within the UK. So any customers anywhere in the UK can find any Black-owned businesses and buy directly. Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much for that, Bjorn. Bjorn, with a name like Bjorn, I thought you might be in Sweden.
Not at the moment, but yes, I've been.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks so much. I think, Margaret, you're going to finish with your next event announcement.
Yes,
we have. Can I
can I say something?
Oh,
yes,
okay.
of course.
A couple of people that's trying to say something.
Okay.
Yeah. My name is Anne Idumaka, and I reside in Nigeria. And being in this event, I've known Margaret through Dr. Patricia, and it's purely through speaking engagement I've gotten to know her. She's always mentioned knowing the situation of things here economically, financially, but seeing that Margaret is so in tune. Like, I was still a baby when what happened in Sierra Leone happened. So seeing that there's a journey, there are pictures, because when I saw the pictures, I could tell that those were the early 2000s, and to see that you've consistently been showing up, that's something that's very inspiring for me, because I recently just joined the Lions Club here in Nigeria so that I give back to my community, as I don't have the money yet to do it as big as I can. The little money I get from what I get paid, I put it towards helping my community. So I'm gonna do my very best to always show up, because you've been showing up and I keep showing up. Thank you so much for the work you're doing and the work that you continue to do. And to the speakers who are going to be speaking at the charity event that Margaret Thorli is hosting, just know that something that seems as small as $100, $150, $50, it goes a long way, especially for someone else's family, giving the people in the hospital a bed to sleep on, change sheets, because it's not so easy here. Not to say that it couldn't be better, but seeing that there are people who also see that I can do something to help, which with my widow's mite, with what I would use to get maybe Uber Eats, I'm going to use it to put towards someone else's beneficiary. Thank you again, Margaret, for an opportunity, sharing your story and seeing your journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anne. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Anybody else wants to share before we come to an end?
Yes, Ola.
Ola. All right. We can't see you, Ola. It would be lovely to see your face.
Yes, sorry. I've just been running around, but then I don't want to miss out. Thank you all very much. Margaret, thank you for putting this together. And to all the contributors, it's been amazing. And it's good to know that there are people ahead of us. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. My name is Ola Pejukoka. Everybody calls me Ola. I'm a community leader, and I'm the founder of Real Acts of Courage, working with people, vulnerable people, and especially those living with disabilities. So we are currently working in Nigeria and also in the UK. And it's good to have amazing people ahead that are holding our hands. So thank you so much. We're following in your steps. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody else wants to share?
Yes, can I share, please?
Of course, Ngozi.
Hi,
Welcome.
sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Ngozi. I'm the founder of the Eden Jar, which is a community organization, and we use creative learning to support mental health. So projects like Right to Heal, art, music workshops, and we help both men and women on their mental health journey. So I was inspired by Dr. Margaret Thorli back in 2013. And in 2014, she inspired me so much that I launched the Eden Jar. And on the 6th of March next year, we're hosting an event called Rise Together. And Dr. Margaret Thorley will be speaking. And it's to celebrate International Women's Day and the release of our second anthology. So it's a project honoring women who have overcome historic abuse. It's all about empowerment, resilience, and using creativity to heal. So I can put the link in there and hope to see you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for a lovely day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ngozi. Thank you. Anybody else? We need 2 more people, and then we're going to close the event. So come on. Don't be shy. This is an opportunity.
Good day, everyone. I am Immaculata Ifema. I reside in Nigeria. I'm a virtual assistant at a Unity in Service. I help business owners gain their online visibility through consistent social media presence, content, and audience engagement. If you need any of my services, you can reach out to Dr. Patricia Rogers. I'll drop the details in the chat session. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this session. This is my first time of being here, and I really enjoyed every bit of it. Thank you, Dr. Margaret. Thank you, Dr. Patricia Rogers. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? One more time, and then that's it. We are closing the event.
Yes, Dr. Margaret, I want to say something.
Okay, go ahead. Anastasia, please do. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Margaret. I am so delighted to be in this program. I think this event is such an eventful one for me. I think I would have beaten myself if I was not part of this event. it was so enlightening and I enjoyed every part of it. And thank you so much, Dr. Margaret, for inviting me to the event. I'm so happy to be here in your midst. And to every speaker that spoke in this event, I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you. I really gained a lot from this, and I pray that I use it in the right direction. And also, Dr. Margaret, thank you so much for what you're doing in Sierra Leone. I was so inspired when I saw the activities you have been consistently doing in Africa. It takes a big heart. It takes a big heart to do such things, and you have been consistently doing it. The people you've helped, and I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you for that, and may God continue to bless you. And as I said before, I am a virtual assistant. I specialize in social media management and content writing. So my details is in the chat. In case if you need any of my services, you can reach out to me. Thank you so much, Dr. Patricia, for organizing this event.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate you. Right, I want to take this amazing and wonderful opportunity. Everybody's okay? Everybody? Nobody else? All right.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Who's that?
And this is Kingsley Sofo from Nigeria.
Okay, very quickly, 1 minute or less.
I would like to appreciate Dr. Margaret who invited me to this program. I was a little bit, but I thank you for inviting me. And I really enjoyed the bit and part of this program. I'm amazed and thanking you for everything. I don't know what to say, but I'm going to write it in the comments. Bit of time. But I want to appreciate you. I really enjoy everything and appreciate you all. God will keep strengthening you all in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to take this most amazing and wonderful opportunity to say thank you. Daniel, have you got the last word before I close? Anything to say, my king?
There's a lot of thank yous, so I just want to share that sentiment as well. But it's been absolutely fantastic. I've loved each and every speaker, and I think we need to have more events like this.
Thank you. Appreciate you. First of all, I got to take the opportunity to say thank you, God, to make it possible. What you see here is all God's amazing grace who directs me, the programs, what you see. And also I got a fantastic team that supports me. Daniel's been with me from the beginning, Jasmine, Dr. Rogers, and the whole team here. Thank you. Because whenever we put something out there, they always come and share. I want to truly appreciate you all. Ify as well, thank you. But I want to give a big, massive thank you to God who has made it possible for us to be here together. And the speakers, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much. Dr. Rogers, woman's point of view. Woman's point of view. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. God bless you richly for being here. Thank you for honoring God and to be here as well. And again, please, 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 for next year, we are going to move very strongly with charity work. That is where my heartbeat is. So I may be knocking a few doors for donations to support some of the charities that we're carrying, not just for over here. We've got a charity which we're aiming to support, which is in Haiti. So I'm aiming to work with that charity next year. We got the project, which is Pay It Forward. Again, not just for me. Look in your heart. Who's there that really needs your help, your support? Next door to you. Let's pay it forward because God has paid us. So let's move on paying. I want to say thank you so much. I love you a lot. God bless. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate you all being here. If you want to stay behind and have a chat with me, you can stay behind and have a chat with me. I'm okay. Okay, thank you. Anybody got a question? Anybody want to say something? And thank you so much for coming back, and thank you so much. Yes, I do a lot of work in Sierra Leone.
Thank you. I was just a baby when that happened, so knowing that you were able to fill the gap during that time is something that you always blow my mind.
God's doing the work. I'm just allowing God to use me to do the work. But definitely next year, I am looking at people who may have charities that need support in Africa or other parts of the world. So I'm just listening to God to give him the wisdom to move the projects forward. So yeah, definitely. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Ify, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Margaret. I really enjoyed myself.
Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you for making it here. Thank you.
It's fine, ma.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Okay, a nice day. Have a great day. Abu, how you doing?
I'm good, ma'am. How yourself?
Thank you. Did you enjoy the show?
I really enjoyed this show, man, today. It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you. It was a pleasure
Yeah.
having you. We catch up next week. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you.
Margaret. I really enjoyed the session, and I can't forget these key takeaways. No matter how little you have, giving back to the community is necessary, creating
Yes.
legacy.
Yes,
All
it
right.
does. It
And
does
I
spread
can't
legacy.
forget from Dr. Pet, networking opens doors.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
All right.
And thank you for sharing as well, because I know you did push the event out there for me. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. You are welcome, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Rennie? Kingsley, you okay? Do you want to say anything? I can't hear you, Kingsley. You're on mute.
I say, I really appreciate you. I really enjoyed my stay. Even would have a program to attend, but I said, let me give a chance for this program. I really enjoyed it. And please, ma, keep updating me to be a part of it again. Because I'm going to learn a lot through
Okay.
this.
So
God bless
I've got
you,
your
ma.
details. We are going to have an event, which is to promote people like you that have got charity back home, that spotlighting the, you know, you want to spotlight. So I'm going to be putting the time and the date, maybe by January. I'll have a date when the next one will be up. And this is specifically just for charity work.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
so much, ma.
All right. Thank you very much, Kingsley.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
but as a guy, if I'm a leader now, you got a feeling in a woman.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you better sign off, Abu. Thank you. Renee, do you want to sign off?
Coin.
Do you want to sign off because you're making noise on the platform? Renee,
Yeah, hello, Margaret.
how you doing?
Yeah, it was good. That was very good, very interesting. Well done, well done, well done to all of you.
Thank you, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, every time. You know, I'm a follower of you.
Thank you so much.
You're a great woman in God's name, and I love the spirituality that came into it as well. That was an extra blessing, you know, because at the end of the day we all got to love one another as hard as it is, and try to help and support one another as best possible.
That's very true.
You know, keep up the good work, as they say.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. See you at the library. Hopefully
Will do.
January. I'm gonna take a rest after this, but definitely
Okay.
I'm putting something together, but I'm working on it to have that ready for January. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, send me stuff because you know I've got my own WhatsApp group called Business Life, and I've got 120 people on it. So you know, anytime you wanna post an event, just send it to me and I'll put it on the group. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. God bless you. God bless
God
you.
bless you. God bless you. Thank
All right.
you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
All right.
We out,
Jabuni.
please.
All right. Thank you. Jabuni.
Hello.
Oh, my friend, what happened?
What in fact it's paining me. I'm really crying. I just used the laptop to connect and then do the program. On the process, Then they just off the lights and the laptop was down because I used this to train myself rehearse several times yesterday night so that I can present successfully. So I have to grab back to the phone, and that it was already my time. And I even chat you because as the phone, I can't use the phone, the slides, so that I can project and do it. So I tried several times on the phone, it wasn't working. So I was then chatting on WhatsApp just to acknowledge you if you can't project it for me so that I can follow it through and then do the presentation.
Yeah, we did, but I hope I did the presentation and I hope that was okay with you.
Yeah, I joined middle again and it was fantastic. Everything was excellent. That was what I was just going to say. And I was so happy. Every presentation was on point. I can say it was excellent and nothing more to add. I'm really happy.
Okay,
because all what you did, if this thing didn't happen, or I wouldn't have been happy because I was ready to talk on this thing, and you really nailed the nail on the head, and everything was on point.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you're happy. What we do is I'm going to take time out myself just to rest. Just for me to rest, and then maybe we catch up in January or something. And I'm going to put an event for charities as well. Because that's where my heart is. That's what my heart, God is moving my heart to.
It's a great thing because always I've been happy. Sometimes the children will ask that when are you coming to Ghana for them to see. So just today, when I told them that you have a program now to join, they were trying to come in. I have to lock the door, and then because they wanted to see you, say no. I have to lock the door. I told them that no, nobody can. I don't want noise. What we are going to do, it's a serious issue, so don't come with your noise. So I have to just lock the door and be inside. But the electricity people, the Ghana electricity, they failed me because the time we have to start with that's the time that this and everything gone wrong.
Yeah, it's the same when I was back home. All day long you have electric, and then come towards the evening, the electric goes off. You're thinking, what's wrong with you? You know, yeah, I know. So we do understand. So long as you're happy, but hopefully we put something together which is just pure charity, and then we take that from. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's a great one, and I'm really the program has gone successful, and everything is on point.
Thank you so
I
much.
really appreciate what is happening.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Jabuni, I'm going to log off now, and thank you so much.
Thank you too. God bless you.
Oh my God, I forgot to, I forgot to stop YouTube recording.